Tonight we salute the Colonel with Arby's.
I'm telling you, even though they brought back the Angus burgers, fine. But don't sit here and tell me that those garlic ribeye with the aioli are not godsends. Because I mean, seriously.
Perhaps next month's food review. Speaking of which, more on that food review in a moment. First, of course, the Colonel with his intro. Oh, I missed a period at the end of my S. Shame. There we go. Properly abbreviated now.
That's better.
Let's see. Yeah, Colonel Failure. End of Transport Fever to Metropolis. Man, I want to get my hands on that map.
I mean, hopefully, with his good graces and knowing him, he'll go ahead and upload that beauty. Because, dear Lord, he really turned that into a money printing machine.
Tracks and beats and tracks and beats and tracks and beats. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Some of those tunnels he's made. Oh, yeah. And the ship.
That's got to be the centerpiece. Knowing him, it will be.
All right. So, with that out of the way, because that was the only intro we had, so I had to shout out the Colonel. The food review. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is actually my first time eating this. Man, the cheese is all over the place here. The Arby's Fish Deluxe.
Alrighty.
One caveat, it is without the Hawaiian bun.
Minor deduction because the Hawaiian bun makes it perfect, but I understand that they were out of it at the time, so...
So, here it is. One Fish Deluxe. Lettuce, tomato, cheese, tartar, and, of course, the fish. Cleaning up some of the veg. Here we go.
Okay. Seem to be liking it so far. This is a plus.
Better quality fish than the standard cod that McDonald's uses in the Filet-O-Fish. Definitely a cut above on the fish quality. Almost tastes like I'm eating the Long John Silvers for a moment.
I miss those. They'll give you heart attacks, but man, do I miss them. Tomato got away from me for a moment. Yeah, the way they position the tomato with the like triangular fillet gets a little bit tricky. You know, once you study, inscribed circles.
It's not a graduate level topology exam, but it does need a little bit of study ahead of time.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the Fish Deluxe before?
Yes, I have. Have not had it this year, but I gotta say, while the deluxe is good, I wouldn't say even because with the extra stuff, give me a regular fish and I'm okay.
In the future, I'd extra tartar it. It's a little dry for my taste, but those are my tastes as a Long Islander.
True.
I do like the heavy tartar. God, I'm sounding like a Bostonian there. Ugh. That's the thing. We Long Islanders, we don't acknowledge the Boston influence on the accent, but it is there and it can be triggered. And when it's triggered, we're triggered. Almost the point where count 4 seconds.
Yeah, there are certain things that can easily trigger that on Strong Island. I get it completely.
Especially on the East End. Overall, should I or shouldn't I? You guys should. I'm going to give it a 93.
Okay. All right.
It's not 100. It could be better. I mean, I do have to rate it against the ultimate of fish entrees of fast food in Culver's, but they were closed.
Again, 10 p.m. is 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Do you know where your podcasters are? So, with that, this is the XFL.
Because appropriate lower third is appropriate.
Yep. Wait a minute. We're being prompted off screen by a certain man whose name is in blue. Yeah. I'm John Nielsen. This man over here is Eric Watkins. This is the Nielsen Ratings. We bullshit once a month. That's what we do. Usually we got 3 topics. Oh, hey, there's a company logo I'm not totally associated with. I love when that thing cameos in.
Since we gotta be all formal and whatnot, because quality control and whatnot.
Right. So, how is that XFL quality? While I finish my dinner, because eating on air is not a network exclusive.
First of all, because obligatory, and I feel like this is going to be coming soon. Second of all, I gotta admit, outside of the Orlando Guardians and Cashman Field, yes, Cashman Field, baseball. Well, hello there.
What?
No video here. What's this about a mini BWSR segment?
Harry Broadhurst will be heard tonight. What?
Okay. I
said 3 letters. XFL.
As I put it in the show description, did you think of all the shows on the network, the first one to mention anything about the XFL would be the Nielsen Ratings? Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, to be fair, I've been super injured the last week.
True.
To be fair, I am the gimmick infringer. The XFL is the gimmick of the NFL.
I mean, one could argue the XFL is the gimmick of the spring league football leagues, but
it is
the man a monkey. Give the man the monkey. It's not often I give somebody who runs into my show a monkey. Enjoy it.
the point being that the reason I popped on real quick here, though, is I just wanted to, first of all, apologize to everybody for the lack of content from yours truly over the last week. I have been dealing with a gout flare-up. If I were to give that a Nielsen rating, I would give it a 0 because it's a pain in the ass, and in this case, literally the foot. But
it literally is trouble underfoot. It's my show. I get to pun when I want to, damn it.
I feel like mine was better.
It might have been.
It was.
But anywho, I saw you guys, you brought up BWSR, so I was like, I'll pop in for a few seconds.
Go ahead while I finish my dinner.
All right. So the XFL thing here real quick, and I know we'll get more into this when we get to the next edition of BWSR. I'm assuming Thursday night, Eric?
Yes.
By the way, sports in black and white.
Give the man a monkey.
I'll take a bit. See, on this show, I have no problem plugging other shows.
Although, to be fair, we usually only do the sports in black and white when we say the full name of the show, not just the abbreviation.
He is technically correct. The best kind of correct.
I feel like that needs to be a pop-up.
Let me see what I can do here.
The Harry Broadhurst will be seen tonight.
Seen-ish, because I'm not wearing a shirt currently, and I have no intentions on putting one on.
This is a family-adjacent show.
Yeah, but still, that's I can't put enough weight on my foot to get to the shirt at this moment. Overall, in terms of the XFL, it's been pretty good, unless you're the Orlando Guardians, because good Lord, they freaking suck.
Thank you, Paxton Lynch.
Did you see the meme that I saw that Paxton Lynch is now the only quarterback to be benched in the NFL, the CFL, the USFL, and the XFL?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we have a Grand Slam champion of benched. Thanks.
Completely valid. I never thought I would be rooting for a guy like DeAndre Francois.
Oh my God, I just realized what he can start marketing himself as. So you know how we officially dubbed Nathan Peterman the Intercepticon on the kickoff?
Uh-huh.
He is now Paxton the Benchwarmer Lynch.
Yeah. I definitely approve of this one.
Yeah, okay. I'm stealing a gimmick from the BWSR.
We have gimmicks? I mean, we have a few gimmicks, I suppose.
You have an aubergine.
Uh-oh.
I instead, because again, Arby's. In fact, because Arby's, let me get this screen propped correctly.
Oh, that speaking of aubergines, yeah, it's him, and he's back in the news again, and you can guess where that leads tomorrow on Thursday, Mr. Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
The man is an embodiment of a turnover. Carrie.
I mean, honestly, he would have to handle the ball in order to be a turnover, you know?
Well, I feel when you're as big of an aubergine as he is, he's handled more than his fair share of balls.
You're not wrong.
Crazy.
Intentional.
By the way, also, tonight's show apparently brought to you by Arby's. I missed it. I miss Jon Stewart on the Comedy Central network.
Anyway. Who was just doing it recently? Because they just made news because they filled in for. I know Trevor Noah stepped down, and they've been having like a coach. Was it Sarah Silverman? Basically told them to come at her or whatever.
Sounds like
Sarah Silverman got to host that show. I'd watch. I would fucking watch.
Language.
My show.
Family show.
Family adjacent show.
Not true. Of all the network shows. Okay, does he know the bit going forward? On a scale of Nielsen ratings to point of viewer?
I mean, he's not wrong.
The Mendoza line of language is coming up, buddy.
I got nothing. All right, back to the XFL thing. Honestly, it's been eminently watchable.
3-point conversions. Mwah.
I feel kind of bad for the kickers because they really don't do a whole lot.
The XFL has never really been fully for the brand. It's a shame.
Marquette King was bitching about that in week 1, if you recall, because he was pointing out the fact that he kicked a coffin corner ball, which in the NFL would have been spotted where it went out. But in the XFL, if you put a punt out of bounds inside of the 20, it automatically comes out to the 35. They're
encouraging offense. I mean, realistically, if they wanted to do something like this, they should just go A7FL style and make it a 4-on-1. Marquette King, 3 other guys, 1 returner, have at it.
Here's what I would add to the XFL.
I'd bring back the cheerleaders.
You send that kickoff through the uprights, you get a point.
I've been in favor of that being adopted into the NFL. I want the Rouge in the NFL.
Same.
It would be the NFL Rouge. You just get the 1 extra point. Okay. Receiving team touchback.
If you got a kicker with a strong enough leg to put it through the uprights from 75 yards out, you deserve a point.
You damn straight.
You might even get Pat McAfee back on the field again.
I don't see that happening.
Okay, you want to try that last name again?
McAfee. There we go.
Thank you.
Mucus in the throat. It's allergy season in Florida.
Okay, you want to talk about bipolar ass weather?
Clouds of pollen.
Thursday, 39 degrees is a high.
Beautiful.
Thursday. It was 39 for a high. Yesterday, it was 45. Today, it was 52. Tomorrow, it's 67. Thursday, it's back down to 40 again.
I was about to say that's too much territory.
Well, hey, at least you're not like Los Angeles and you're getting, snow.
You see the thing with Robert Taylor and his son out in the snow making a snowman? It's kind of adorable. I mean, for as adorable as Robert Taylor can be as a person, I suppose.
I mean, he has to have some kind of moments, just, balance.
One would think, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, back to the XFL. Let's try to keep things on task here because I don't plan on staying a whole lot longer. I'll let you guys get back to your show in general, though. No, if you haven't been checking it out, I'd say it's worth a watch. I know your schedule isn't entirely conducive, but ESPN Plus actually has the full replays of all the games on it.
Nice. I'll have to take advantage of that some weekend. My schedule's thankfully calming down after this week. May finals be over. May finals be over. May finals be over.
The first weekday game was last week. They had a Thursday game. I think it's back to weekends only this weekend, though. I think it's 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday this weekend.
Yeah, the main things I was going to bring up, the 3-point conversion is a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
And reviews and instant replay have gotten a lot better compared to the NFL.
So the XFL and to a lesser extent the AAF use something called an overseeing judge, a sky judge, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's former NFL referee Dean Blandino.
Yes.
And I think the idea behind actually miking him up so that the people at home can listen to Blandino as he's explaining why they're making the call that they're making with regards to the plays that are being reviewed, it adds that element of inside knowledge that I think fans at home have been missing for the review concept, that the NFL would be wise to invoke itself just to have that extra level of openness and awareness going about its review process.
You mean stealing a page or an entire chapter of the book of Ed Hockley?
Well, not just that, but the element of where they're doing it. It's like, okay, the AAF, you had your sky judge, extra pair of eyes and ears at every stadium. The USFL is like, all right, Mike Pereira, you're at a command center. Everything's coming into you. You go ahead, and if need be, you can explain things. So,
well, that would be Pereira for the NFL. For the XFL, it's Blandino.
No, for the USFL.
Oh, USFL, okay. Because
So,
Pereira's the rules analyst for Fox, right?
correct. So when Fox with USFL games, they have him in the command center in LA. So the XFL was like, hey, take a page out of their book. Blandino, you're in the command center. All systems go.
Well, they also moved Pereira. They also moved Pereira to the booth for NFL games this year too. For some of the NFL games, like I want to say, was it Fox or CBS that had Pereira in the booth? One of them had him in the booth during the course of the actual games itself.
Pretty sure that was still Fox.
Then who was in the booth with CBS with Romo and Nance? Because I know Romo and Nance mentioned somebody being up there with them as well.
Sterator. Gene Sterator.
Gene Sterator.
The man with the index card.
Wow, that's a throwback.
I mean, when one of your last major acts as a referee is breaking out an index card at the first down marker, how is that forgettable?
Was this a first down? You know what the next step is, right? Magic 8 Ball.
Okay, so was this a first down?
Sources say no.
Ask again later.
Which is the current NFL review process.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Give that man a monkey. Actually, fuck it. Do we have the win cue?
Making Eric.
Because somebody's got to produce around here.
Standards and practices is happy. Got it.
Actually, this is Buddy. This is the smaller of the two sloths.
I swear, we're going to need a wiki for the damn network at this rate.
Not yet.
So,
that point, though.
Sammy is out in the kitchen, and again, traveling is not my friend, so Buddy fills in for him today.
Fair enough. But yeah, those are the points I had for XFL.
So have you had an actual chance to watch any of the games?
Full game, no. Many an online clip, though.
Okay. I'd recommend it if you get the opportunity to do so. If you find yourself with a Saturday or a Sunday at home, it's a much faster pace than the NFL is. Mm-hmm. It's a much more focused pace than the NFL is. And one of the things that Eric will tell you, and I say this all the time about my love of college sports, is in college sports, it's more about the name on the front of the jersey than it is about the name on the back of the jersey. The XFL, it kind of feels the same way because they're working together to win, because the XFL has a win bonus involved with it, where the winning teams get a bonus $1,000 in their paycheck.
Not to mention the fact that you've got all of the teams training at the one hub in Arlington. Boy, does that lead to some good moments and also that extra chaos.
And then only flying out the day before their scheduled games. Mm-hmm. Because all of the teams train in the same facility. I would imagine it's probably near Cowboy Stadium if it's in Arlington.
Thereabouts.
Because all the teams train at the same facility, and then they fly out to wherever the destinations are the day before the scheduled games in order to make sure they have the chance to get there, arrive early, get a good night's sleep at the team hotel, and then be ready for game day the next day.
Harry, you mentioned about kickers being a lack of respect in the XFL. I would almost go as far to say in that regard, the XFL is the anti-CFL when it comes to the kicking game.
That's fair. I would say kickers and punters play a very key part in the CFL, but a lot of that has to do with only having 3 downs in the CFL as well.
True.
And that 20-yard deep end zone.
Yeah, at the very...
do I want to run this out? No kick.
At the very least...
I don't want this ball. I want to pin it in your end zone. Kick.
Well, all I'm going to say is enjoy that rule set for now.
That's our doggo!
Are we talking more rule changes in 4 seconds?
Not this episode, but in the future.
Jeez, I swear, the amount of times rule changes get brought up on that show, it's almost a theme of the show.
All right, gentlemen, I will hang out and listen, but I'm going to go watch my team clinch a share of the Big 12 regular season title.
You go do that, as we will move on to education talk. Yeah, and politics. Time for you to go.
So basically this is the point where you discuss...
Oh, yeah, we're in what grinds my gears, because this is a big one. Let's see. House Bill 999. As I get the bill text pulled up. Eric, you could do the same on your end since I warned you about this one.
Oh, I've already got it pulled up.
A bill to be entitled, An Act Relating to Public Post-Secondary Education Institutions, amending Section 1001.706 Florida statutes, requiring the Board of Governors to periodically review specified information relating to state universities and provide certain direction to such universities, revising the contents of the Board of Governors' strategic plan, authorizing state universities to initiate post-tenure reviews at any time for cause, amending Section 1001.7065 Florida statutes, revising the academic and research excellence standards for preeminent state research universities, creating Section 1001.725 Florida statutes, providing requirements for hiring state university faculty. Please hire me, please hire me, please hire me. Authorizing state university boards of trustees to review tenure status of faculty members. Requiring such boards to confirm the selection and reappointment of specified personnel. Providing requirements for certain employment contracts and responsibilities. Requiring state university presidents to annually present specified information to such boards. Amending Section 1004.06 Florida statutes, providing that certain entities may not expend funds for certain purposes relating to activities violating a specified law, providing exceptions. Amending Section 1004.6496 Florida statutes, conforming a provision to changes made by the Act. Pardon me, sinuses.
Yeah, this
Because, but wait.
Oh, wait.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
I blow my nose at you, DeSantis.
First Reedy Creek, now this.
Amending Section 1004.6499 Florida statutes, renaming the Florida Institute of Politics as Florida Institute for Governance and Civics, revising the goals of the Institute, amending Section 1004.64991 Florida statutes, authorizing Adam Smith Center for the Study of Economic Freedom within Florida International University to take specified actions. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, hold on.
No. Amending Section 1007.05 Florida statutes, revising the duties and responsibilities of specified faculty committees relating to general education core courses.
Oh, Lord.
Deleting a provision authorizing certain course maximums to be exceeded. Revising requirements for general education core courses. Requiring public post-secondary educational institutions to offer and accept certain credits for certain general education core courses. Creating Section 1007.55 Florida statutes. Providing legislative findings. Requiring articulation coordinating committee to submit certain courses to the State Board of Education and the Board of Governors. Providing requirements for general education courses. Providing requirements for public post-secondary educational institutions and their presidents and board of trustees relating to general education courses. Providing an effective date. That, sir, was a 2-page title.
Yeah, it only gets worse from there.
So, in addition to Section 1001.706, Powers and Duties of the Board of Governors, Section 5, Subsection A, the board shall periodically review the mission of each constituent university and provide updates or revisions to such mission as needed. Okay. Examine existing academic programs of each constituent university for alignment with the university's mission. Okay. And provide direction to each constituent university on removing from its programs any major or minor in critical race theory, gender studies, or intersectionality, or any derivative major or minor within these belief systems, which is any major or minor that engenders beliefs in the concepts defined in Section 1000.054A. Mr. Watkins, I have a question.
Ask away.
I'll give this in code. Hashtag define critical race theory. I believe you're more qualified than I in this category.
All right. So this is a 3-word phrase that's come up a lot. A
Warning,
lot.
soapbox.
A lot in the news in recent years. Let me give you a general definition of what it actually is. Critical race theory is a legal theory, legal law school, nothing before, no less. Law school theory that states the way the United States justice system as it is and exists today is based upon certain elements that were derived throughout the founding of our country with elements of racism. Things that you would learn, things like poll taxes, and why, despite the different amendments in the Constitution, poll taxes were used to disengender or disenfranchise black voters in the middle of the 19th century. Jim Crow, redlining, the beginnings of the police force and policing, different sentencing, going all the way and including the Crime Bill Act of 1994, 10/20 life, etc., and how those elements with the people of color in mind were created and their effects to this day.
Yeah.
Anyone that tells you any otherwise and how you would be taught any earlier than law school is full of bullshit. Full stop.
All right. I said one person was a turnover. I'm stealing a gimmick. Do you have an aubergine?
One moment.
Governor DeSantis, congratulations. You are the first recipient of the Nielsen Ratings Aubergine of the Week. And receive a rating of 0.
0. What I wish his poll numbers were for 2024.
0. The number of votes I hope this bill gets.
Yeah. Looking at who's in charge and looking at the makeup of Tallahassee, the fact that it already passed the House, good luck with that one.
This is one situation where I'm actually glad I'm in the private sector. Can't believe I'll ever be saying those words.
Same.
Yeah, that's right. You are entering private ed.
Damn right I am.
God, when things work out this way, you start to wonder how the universe works.
The universe works in extremely mysterious ways. And the best thing is, and my job in the private sector, I get to work remote. So if things get too hot and I get to move to another state,
I'm actually working on that. More on that off air.
fair enough.
Some of the other additions, though, are not so egregious. All institutions and metrics and standards regarding institutions who have institutional core missions, including but not limited to student admission requirements, retention and graduation, percentage of graduates who attain employment, the education for citizenship of the constitutional republic. Okay. Industry certification attainment. Okay. I thumbs up that.
Yeah.
Working in career education myself. Those little additions. Okay. Including criteria for designating the prioritization of non-degree credentials.
Okay.
IT certifications, things like that. Okay.
So now you're going
I could tell the family whose name is on the building where I work has definitely been in the lobby mode lately, based off some of that.
Well, I mean, for some of these, not to mention if you're going ahead and saying okay with some of these and working with the trade and vocational schools, Nowadays, I'm good with that. Even with how Mike Rowe feels, I still got to give those establishments a little bit of love.
Mike Rowe, this is my job.
Hmm.
Board of Governors shall develop an accountability plan, state university system, each constituent university. Goals. Already existing. Information on effectiveness of its plan for improving four-year graduation rates. Because goodness knows those always need help. Information on level of financial assistance provided to students. Okay. Ooh. Waiting for Mr. Watkins' deal with Mama Watkins. We good?
We're good.
Somebody's looking for dinner, I guess.
Oh no, laundry.
Almost as important at times.
True.
Sometimes even more important. Here's the addition. Documentation of its efforts to promote the education for citizenship of the constitutional republic and the cultivation of intellectual autonomy of its undergraduate students.
I'm going to come back with some specific thoughts on this one, because there's some minor alarm bells.
Are you going to have on this topic, perhaps a final thought?
Possibly.
Prepare accordingly. Grammatical changes. Post-tenure review. Yeah. I know some people who deserve a post-tenure review. Former family of mine. Ooh. A report on total annual research expenditures of over $50 million or more benefiting STEM-related occupations, businesses, or industry partners located in state-owned employer residents. Oh, the place down the road ain't going to like that. And yada yada, mostly unchanged, mostly grammaticals, nothing changed there. I'll wait for Mr. Watkins to return for this one. Personnel and hiring. This is the one that affects me directly. If I want to enter the high end. Now, while I'm waiting, you may notice a certain banner is lacking right there. The old Toastmasters banner is missing in action tonight for one reason, and one reason alone. There was an area contest this weekend. I had to MC it. I had to bring the banner to represent the area. Don't worry, it'll find its way back home soon. It is just currently sitting rolled up in my trunk. It needs to come out of the car and get back into its proper location. As we await the return of Mr. Watkins, the latter topic tonight, after this is done, the Classic Conundrum. And this is going to be a gift for Eric when it comes up. In fact, I'm going to take a moment and preload it right now. It's a classic game show moment. He'll approve. But you see, I can't continue this without the co-host here. Because I need him for this part. Because it's that critical. So here I am having a stall on the show. As, 65 to 63 KU. 2.7 seconds left. There he is.
Yeah, like I said, laundry.
I had to do a Howie Mandel level stall, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed, and I was trying to go ahead and come back a few seconds sooner. All right. Now, with some of these extra special caveats, including, if I read right, cultivation of the intellectual autonomy of its undergraduate students.
Intellectual autonomy in general is a good thing. However, I think there's a motive here.
As do I. When you're saying, and I quote, with this, documentation of its efforts to promote the education for citizenship of the constitutional republic and the cultivation of the intellectual autonomy of its undergraduate students, in my mind, this screams of the old adage, especially since 2020, of do your own research with connotation implied. And I'm sorry, I don't like it. I get what you're doing in general
No,
with
sir,
the
don't like
idea.
it.
I get what you're doing in general, but who this is coming from with this directive, oh no, there's damn sure something behind the scenes.
Theory and practice. Citing example 1, communism. Yeah. So, I am on page number 12 now, so you can catch up with where I'm at. Section 1001.725 Florida Statute, State University Boards of Trustees, personnel. Come on, hire me, please. Each state university board of trustees is responsible for hiring faculty for the university. The trustees do the hiring.
Okay.
No more committees. More streamlined process. I, as the outsider, approve.
Yeah, I'm always good with streamlining processes, especially in hiring.
The president of the university may provide hiring recommendations to the board. The president and the board are not required to consider recommendations or opinions of faculty of the university or other individuals or groups.
Okay, so
the cronyism is gone.
All right.
The board of trustees may delegate its hiring authority to the president. However, the president may not delegate such hiring authority, and the board must approve or deny any selection by the president.
Okay. I'm getting good vibes from this bit.
Those vibes about to shift.
Yeah.
A state university is prohibited from using diversity, equity, and inclusion statements, critical race theory rhetoric, or other forms of political identify filters as part of the hiring process, including as part of applications for employment, promotion and tenure, conditions of employment, or reviewing qualifications for employment. This paragraph applies to the hiring process for any position at the university, including the position of president of the university. Completely apoliticizing the institutions.
Okay.
Mixed bag is mixed.
R/oddly specific. Fine with apoliticizing the hiring process at universities. But if you're going to say that, why are you mentioning these things in particular?
Critical race theory rhetoric. Why would you use rhetoric in that sense? Hashtag connotation, hashtag read between the lines. Each state university's board of trustees may, at the request of its chair, review any faculty member's tenure status.
Okay.
Nice, comfy positions. Not so comfy no more, are they?
Again, this is something I can approve, but this could just as easily benefit and be weaponized.
True. Each state university board of trustees must confirm its president's selection and reappointment of each member of the university's executive management team and his or her respective contract and annual salary in accordance with the university's personnel program established by the Board of Governors. Contracts and responsibilities of the president and executive management team members, including but not limited to the provost, must explicitly delineate that the responsibilities of such positions, other than the president, are limited to administrative oversight and operational supervision of curricular, instructional, and research affairs as appropriate as applicable, to the position. Going after that inner circle of the CP.
It's looking that way. It's like
I know about this, Peter, to quote a certain game show contestant.
Yeah, this one, some of this is going to that whole it looks right but don't quite smell right kind of a situation.
Yeah. Each state university president shall annually present to the state university board of trustees for review the results of performance evaluations and associated salaries for all evaluated personnel earning an annual salary of $100,000 or more, regardless of the funding source for such salaries.
Okay. All right.
Audit the rich. More CRT stuff that's tied into everything else. You know about that Florida Institute of Politics? For governance and civics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're striking some things from that. The Florida Institute for Governance and Civics, which was established as the Florida Institute of Politics at the Florida State University, within their College of Social Sciences and Public Policy, the purpose was to provide the southeastern region of the United States with a world-class, bipartisan, nationally renowned institute of politics.
Not no more.
And like all things at FSU, it goes straight to the circus. Monkey? There's a circus on the campus. Monkey?
All right.
Remember, this show is founded by the Gator Nation. I wish we were funded by the Gator Nation. I'd have a lot more money.
I do have to give a shout out to WUFT for helping me out with the conundrum back in about a month or so ago.
Conundrum, you say?
Yes.
Was it a crucial countdown conundrum?
Different kind.
Personal conundrum.
Yes.
Off-air kind of discussion conundrum.
Well, actually, on air, because I mentioned it on Point of Viewer. There was an old show that I remembered watching as a kid in the 90s. Could not remember the name of it. Reached out to, since it was on public television, WJCT and WUFT. WUFT was like, oh yeah, one of our staff remembers. Here's the show. Here's a link to it.
University of Florida Weimer Hall staff. Yeah, I'll call you out by building even.
Bless you, it's a great Channel 5 for finding me tomes and talismans. Chef's kiss.
Why am I being Facebook messaged while I'm on the air? God dang it. One of those nights. So, the new goals of this institution: provide students with access to an interdisciplinary hub, okay, that will develop academically rigorous scholarship, okay, and coursework on the origins of the American system of government, its foundational documents, its subsequent political its subsequent political traditions and evolutions, and its impact on comparative political systems.
Now, see this right here. This
Striking motivates students throughout the Florida State University to become aware of the significance of government and civic engagement at all levels in politics in general.
This right here. That whole addition, addendum, whatever you want to call it, that is specifically where something like critical race theory would apply. But oh no, you teach everything except that. In the words of Dr. Umar Johnson, don't you find that suspicious?
Blame Florida. There is a parody of of the South Park movies Blame Canada, released by one of my personal favorite radio stations of all time, New York's 100.3 Z100. And the crew at the morning zoo at Z100 came up with Blame Florida. Give it a listen. You'll enjoy it. It's also got that scathing New York side to it, so I personally just enjoy it as a transplant. Anyway, next part, scrapping provides students with the opportunity to be politically active and civically engaged, replacing that with encourage civic literacy in the state through the development of educational tools and resources for K through 12 and post-secondary students that foster understanding of how individual rights, constitutionalism, separation of powers, and federalism function within the American system of government. See previous. Removing nurture a greater awareness of and passion for public service and politics, replacing with model civic discourse that recognizes the importance of viewpoint diversity, intellectual rigor, and an evidence-based approach to history. But wait,
there's more.
Maintaining the language, plan and host forums to allow students and guests to hear from, removing, and interact with experts from government, politics, policy, and journalism on a frequent basis. Replacing with exceptional individuals who have excelled in a wide range of sectors of American life to highlight the possibilities created by individual achievement and entrepreneurial vision.
So not only are you now rejecting critical race theory, but now you're emphasizing the mentality of this is what you can do when you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Although the saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, was in creation a 19th century work of satire because of the sheer and physical impossibility of the feat. And now you're saying, all right, don't you dare question capitalism or the free market economy here in Florida or anywhere else in the United States.
Surprised we went this deep tonight. This is only page 16 of 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maintaining the language, become a national and state resource on polling, insert instruments and other assessments to measure civic literacy, and make recommendations for improving civic education, striking information and survey methodology.
So you don't learn about the go-ahead and sampling biases of things like Rasmussen polls or other on the other side of the spectrum, left-leaning polls.
Oh,
no.
I just realized this finally affects me. God damn it. If this passes, there goes a whole unit of my summer course. Polling theory. I am going to have to tread fucking carefully as I teach that course, my favorite MGF 1107, on the public side. Now, if I taught on the private side, I can ignore all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
None of this shit affects me in the primary job. It's the secondary job that gets fucked.
Oh, yeah. With something like this, if I encounter students in a statistics class and when they mention bias, all right, best example for your daily life and what's coming up for you.
4 out of 5 doctors recommend N equals 5. I still say that I always say that is my best example. All right, car keys out of the pocket. I ain't going nowhere tonight. I'm gonna get drunk tonight after this show. I might get drunk during it.
I mean, I do have a special drink review at post midnight, if we do go and get that far.
Oh, we're breaking the show's land speed record tonight.
That's fair.
We don't have a huge land speed record around here.
That's also fair.
It's like a steam-powered car around here. It's not like a Lambo or anything fancy like that. Provide fellowships and internship opportunities to students in government, not nonprofit organizations and community organizations.
So basically, if you wanted to, I don't know, subvert the system and work with such fine places as in, maybe Food Not Bombs, which has a convenient location in Gainesville and in other cities with collegiate campuses. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh. Striking provide training sessions for newly elected state and public officials. State and local public officials. Replacing with create through scholarship, original research, publications, symposia, testimonials, and other means a body of resources that can be accessed by students, scholars, and government officials to understand the innovations in public policy in the state over a rolling 30-year time period.
So basically...
Why only 30 years?
Yeah, so if you think about it as of right now, for example, you'd only be able to go back to 1993.
Is that the Lawton Childs days?
Never mind all of the things that happened, in the 60s, 70s, or more importantly, the 80s in the state of Florida. No, can't do that.
And striking each of these 3 points entirely. No more organize and sponsor conferences, symposiums, and workshops throughout the state to educate and inform citizens, elected officials, and appointed policymakers regarding effective policy-making techniques and processes. No more to creating and promoting research and awareness regarding politics, citizen involvement, and public service. No more to collaborating with related policy institutes and research activities at the Florida State University and other institutions of higher education to motivate, increase, and sustain citizen involvement in public affairs. No, we don't need any of that. Instead, the Adam Smith Center for the Study of Economic Freedom, because freedom can, in order to carry out the goals they have had, hire necessary faculty and staff, enroll students, develop curriculum, offer new courses, including honors courses, certificates, and major and minor programs, award degrees, hold events, including fundraisers. fulfill other actions approved by the president of the university, and generate resources based on student credit hour enrollment as a college within the university.
You know, there's a certain slogan out there, Make America Florida. They don't realize you think that this country is burning now. Make that happen, and you'll see.
You know, I'm reminded of a favorite sports show from back in the day. Jim Rome is burning. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, they're going to review and recommend also statewide general education course options for inclusion in the statewide course numbering system. Faculty committees shall, by July 1st, 2024, and July 1st every 3 years thereafter, review and submit recommendations for to various parties. Submit recommendations for the removal, alignment, realignment, or addition of general education core courses that satisfy the requirements of that subsection. They do what they want.
Yeah. So good luck, especially if you're going into higher academia long term. If this goes through, good luck trying to remember the numbers of the different courses you're teaching and everything, because potentially every 3 years, change places.
Well played on the changed places reference.
Thank you. Figured it was appropriate.
Mm-hmm. General education core courses may not suppress or distort significant historical events or include a curriculum that teaches identity politics, such as critical race theory, or defines American history as contrary to the creation of a new nation based on universal principles stated in the Declaration of Independence. General education core courses must meet the following standards. Communication courses must afford students the ability to communicate effectively, including the ability to write clearly and engage in public speaking through engagement with the Western literacy tradition. Okay, communication courses, people got to communicate. Done. Humanities courses must afford students the ability to think critically through the mastering of subjects concerned with human culture, especially literature, history, art, music, and philosophy. Independently, not so bad. In this context, social science courses must afford students an understanding of basic social and behavioral science concepts and principles used in the analysis of behavior and social, political, and economic issues, including issues from the past and present. Natural science courses must afford students the ability to critically examine and evaluate the principles of the scientific method, model construction, like that edition, and the use of scientific method to explain natural experiences and phenomena.
Phenomena.
No, not phenomena.
Okay,
I did not
so
think I'd be referencing that tonight, but apparently I am. Who is it? It's not the old Muppet Show, it's a newer Muppet Show.
The only one of these that makes any sense within a total vacuum is with Section 5, mathematics courses.
Oh, I'm not there yet. Hang on. Muppets Tonight. That's it. 107. Sandra Bullock. Sorry. Research face. Give me a moment. Actually, no. Before that, let me get through the mathematics courses. Then we'll come back to the thing. Mathematics courses. Must afford students a mastery of foundational mathematical and computation models and methods by applying such models and methods in problem solving.
Okay.
No change for me.
I mean, yeah, that's the way that I go about and do things, so I'm good with this.
All right. I will let you continue your perusal on page 21 while I look up the Sandra Bullock moment.
Okay, so beginning with students initially entering a Florida college system institution or state university in 2015-16 and thereafter, each student must complete at least one identified core course in each subject area as part of the general education course requirements. Beginning in the 2022-23 academic year and thereafter, students entering a technical degree education program as defined in section 1004.02 subsection 13 must complete at least one identified core course in each subject area as part of the general education course requirements before a degree is awarded. So they're lightening up the gen eds, but making sure that you still have gen eds. Fine with that.
They're going from a 6 credit requirement to a 3.
All public post-secondary educational institutions shall offer at least one general education core course in each of the identified subject areas and accept courses as meeting general education core course requirements upon the transfer of credit for such course, regardless of whether the receiving institution offers the identical general education core course. The remaining general education course requirements shall be identified by each institution as approved in accordance with section 1007.55 and listed in the statewide course numbering system, so making everything more streamlined. Again, fine by me. Okay, shall be adopted and ruled by the state boards of education and blah, blah, blah.
And time equals 9 seconds. All right, sir. You have a YouTube link. You know what to do with it.
Do this. Do this.
Just tuck us off the side or something.
Please come in, Mr. Frog. That'll be $100.
But I haven't said anything yet.
Yes, you did just now.
Okay, well, I'll pay on the way out.
Then it'll be $150. Please have a seat.
Oh, or here?
Yes. So what seems to be the problem?
Well, doctor, I see these strange creatures every time I say the word phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
The strangest
Get
thing.
rid of that. This is a reprieve. No, get rid of the bottom part. Keep the clip going.
Oh, I can't get rid of the bottom part.
You can't get rid of the grinding of gears?
Oh, that. When you say bottom part, get rid of the lower third. Modern terminology.
Do you mind if I try it?
Or sure.
Phenomena. 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 Phenomena.
Boy, you sure are crazy.
I know. You should see what happens when I say shave and a haircut.
2 bits.
Wow, that was worth $100.
150.
What?
I felt we needed a little comedic reprieve. Back to the grinding of gears. Yeah, one course. All right. Oh, God. Whole page of bleh. Page 22 of 23. Cue narrator voice. God, I feel like this is the Roddy Epic prize read. The legislature finds it necessary that every undergraduate student of a public post-secondary educational institution in the state graduates as an informed citizen through participation in rigorous general education courses that promote the values necessary to preserve the constitutional republic through traditional, historically accurate, and high-quality coursework. Students with a curriculum based on unproven theoretical or exploratory content are best suited to fill elective or specific program prerequisite credit requirements rather than general education credit requirements. General education courses must be in the general education course subject areas and meet the course standards as provided in appropriate section. Be offered by at least half of all public post-secondary institutions. Be identified as lower level in the statewide course numbering system. And whenever applicable, promote the philosophical underpinnings of Western civilization and include studies of this nation's historical documents, including the United States Constitution, Bill of Rights, and subsequent amendments thereto, and the Federalist Papers. If a course is approved as a general education course, that course must be accepted as general education course in the same subject area by all public post-secondary educational institutions, regardless of whether it is offered by the institution. It's part of the gimmick of the SCNS anyway. Each public post-secondary educational institution's board of trustees and president are responsible for annually renewing and approving at a public meeting general education course requirements as authorized and approved in accordance with section, and this section at their institution. A public post-secondary educational institution that fails to comply with the requirements of this section is not able to receive performance-based funding. Dun, dun, dun! Dramatic reverb. I am not being produced at the moment. Interesting. And likewise, each institution must report courses meeting these requirements to the department by their statewide course number. This act shall take effect July 1st, 2023. Okay, here's where I'm hoping that I cover that topic in my summer course before July 1st. And then I can dodge this mess.
Beverage acquired.
Nice. As I just finished page 23. Yeah, so I'm teaching that MGF 1107 over summer, right?
Uh-huh.
And as long as I get my voting and apportionment unit done by July 1st, we good, baby.
Well, you know you have your time frame. Tick-tock.
Tick-tock, you say? I have a clip for you.
I'm not surprised.
An old countdown clip, if you will.
Also not surprised.
Allow me to cut to a numbers game. Go ahead, pull it up. Since my sound never works, I put the captions on.
Okay, that's fair.
There's a something. 623. With a 25, a 2, a 75, a 2, a 6, a 3, and an 8, and a 7.
75 times 8 to get to the 600. 7 times 3 plus 2.
Okay.
That was easy.
Oh, it just said the 6, the 2, and the 3. Literally. Richard White is like, you haven't seen this show before. And there he is in retrospective looking back. Because I'm surprised you probably have seen this before.
Honestly, no.
Because this is not from an episode of Countdown. This is from another British show. Yeah, there's a producer on the stage. They're at a break because of what just happened. Somebody's having a conniption. And here is your conundrum. Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Hog cat? Really?
Yep. Yep, there's the audience with the music. Whiteley knows something's up now.
Yep. When it's only 6 letters and it's like that, it's a gotcha moment.
And here it comes Noel Edmonds with the gotcha. And there it is, your historical countdown conundrum. Gotcha. In my opinion, the best one ever, with twice nightly Richard Whiteley. We needed something truly positive to end the show with tonight.
That and the beauty that is, if I can zoom in, Schloferhofer Hefeweizen beer.
Hooray, beer! Oh, sorry, that's red stripe.
Also, pineapple flavored, I gotta say. It was
pineapple
clearance right near the counter at my local ABC. Even though there are certain German beers that I'm not fond of because of like the excessive like hoppy taste or anything, very light. The pineapple flavor is an accentuate but not overpowering. I'm giving this one a 95. This is delicious. And those who know me know I don't always do beer.
Also, those who know me know pineapple is a number one flavor in my book.
Find this Schloferhofer Hefeweizen beer.
You'll have to remind me in the Discord. Next time I'm out on the beer purchase, yeah. I think I got a Sapporo still sitting in the fridge that might be skunked. Ooh. So there it is. The end of another Nielsen ratings. Yeah, the March episode coming out this 12:07 in the morning, the 1st of March. Technically on time. The best kind of on time.
I was about to say, As long as something comes on time, hey, everybody wins.
Phrasing family adjacent show? And I forgot to punch out from work tonight. I'll send an email in the morning for them to fix that. So, last bit, some humorous Canadian news from 2018. Are you familiar with the name Nick Burchill, comedian?
That name does ring slightly above Tiny Bill, yes.
Man from Dartmouth
Mm-hmm.
who had a large supply of pepperoni that he needed to keep cool in a hotel room. It's Canada. It's cold out. There was not enough space in refrigerator and whatnot to keep it cool. So left it out, opened a window, cold air, pepperoni's just fine. After 17 years, when that flock of seagulls trashed the hotel room that came in through the window to partake of said pepperoni and leaving a grand mess of things, it's the ubiquitous seaside birds that deserve at least part of the blame for getting Nova Scotian Nick Burchill blacklisted at the Fairmont Empress Hotel in Victoria, Canada, one fateful day in 2001.
Well, I mean, that's what happens. A Scotian going all the way to Victoria, across the country in BC, if I remember correctly.
Burchill had planned to send a suitcase full of pepperoni to his friends in the Canadian Navy. Writing on Facebook, he recounts that he decided to leave it near an open window so the chilly air would keep the meats fresh. Quote, I remember walking down the long hall and opening the door to my room to find an entire flock of seagulls in my room, Birch said in a recent letter of apology to the four-star hotel. I didn't have time to count, but there must have been 40 of them. They'd been in my room eating pepperoni for a long time. They immediately started flying around and crashing into things as they desperately tried to leave the room through the small opening by which they entered, said Bertram, who lives in Dartmouth. The result was a tornado of seagull excrements, feathers, pepperoni chunks, and fairly large birds whipping around the room. Older and wiser now, Bertram chalked up the incident to a youthful indiscretion. I have matured, and I admit responsibility for my actions, he said in the letter. I come to you hat in hand to apologize for the damage I had indirectly come to cause and ask you to reconsider my lifetime ban from the property. Apology worked. Banned from the hotel since 2001, Burchill is now welcome to come back to Fairmont said. Fairmont Empress was as amused as everyone else to read the letter from Mr. Burchill. His series of unfortunate events happened so many years ago, and we were happy to review Mr. Burchill's letter and has since lifted the ban, the hotel said in a comment on Facebook. To quote the Facebook statement, yes, they cited it in line. Fairmont Empress was as amused as everyone to read the letter from Mr. Burchill. A series of unfortunate visits of so many years ago and rapid reviews and lifted the ban. Look forward to welcoming Mr. Burchill to the Fairmont Empress again in the future and since our $60 million renovation in 2017, he'll be delighted to know that the rooms have modern amenities and air conditioning to keep his pepperoni cool.
Now, see? All right. They're like, we get it. It was a while ago. You apologized. It can't happen again. Come on back.
I'll let you put the article into the show notes for this one, courtesy of all places, NPR.
I can do everybody one better.
You got better?
Again, The beautiful thing about having live shows and when you preserve comments on YouTube, youtube.com/@notanetworkpods, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/notanetworkpods. You can go ahead and if you type links, it will go out into the comments as such. However, if you happen to be viewing this on Twitter at twitter.com/notanetworkpods, I'll have to go ahead and try to quote tweet this somehow.
Yeah, so that's where you can find the show. It's where you can find a whole other bunch of shows, such as the ones you can find me on. Like, oh, I don't know, 4 seconds where you can find all sorts of good old hockey content, usually coming from me on that angle. Right here on the Nielsen Ratings, occasionally crashing the Broadhurst Watkins Sports Report.
Sports in black and white.
And of course, the one, the only, the wonderful Life is Like a Game Show, where things about to get spicy.
Yeah.
It's Game Show Marathon Month. Still.
Oh, it's Game Show Marathon months, plural.
Yeah. And then we get to finally go over across the pond for the first time. Countdown.
It'll
What
be a much
other
easier.
shows can people find here on the network?
Well, you can find the shows like I'm on. Twitter exclusive Point of Viewer because, well, it's Sunday night and you'll typically know what that means. Myself and the man whose name is Blue for a reason on Parallel Convergence, where we've got a lot of big news, but especially with the LCS, so you'll want to stay tuned for that one. The one show that I'm not on, spoiler alert, Wednesdays here at the Not a Network Network. The aforementioned man whose name is Blue for a reason, Brian Espinoza, and a man who was featured here tonight in Harry Broadhurst. They'll sit back, go through some of their favorite wrestling shows of years gone by, and wonder how they've aged and their favorite moments within them.
Sort of like Life is Like a Game Show, but a wrestling spin.
Exactly. Not to mention, I'm going to say this now. It could be robot fighting time in 2024? Question mark.
The box may be locked and the lights may be turned on.
Stay tuned.
I might have to get on some of that action. By the way, their TikTok, amazing footage, I must say.
TikTok, YouTube, where they have the YouTube exclusive, or as they would call it in the wrestling world, dark matches on there. I wonder if Rusty Jr.'s been on there. I gotta go through for this season.
Oh man, now that you got me thinking about it, the old battle bots. I'm trying to remember the name of that bot. There was, I forget the name of this bot. The second one I do remember the name of was a wedge.
All right.
Because wedges.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just a wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Was it rock lobster? No. It was a parallelogram wedge. Invertible wedge.
That is
could run upside down because the wheel's exposed on both top and bottom.
That is sounding.
So if he got flipped upside down, he was still good.
That is sounding so familiar.
Was a silver color mostly, black tread wheels? I know you got the image in your mind.
Yes.
Might have to talk to your friends at UFT at this rate.
Well, I mean, for this one, depending on how far back we're going, it's either Discovery or for the first 2 ABC seasons on Freevee.
You're going way back. The OG that we grew up on, BattleBots.
Okay, so this way, yeah.
This is a back.
Yeah.
You have Mouser Mecha Catbot. Dang cylinder, man. Lower the ground cylinder. Oof.
Back when you didn't have to worry about winning the ground war.
Nah, now it pretty much is the ground war. How it's pretty. It's like Hermes Conrad invaded BattleBots, wearing the red and blue suit. Yeah, you gotta get. You get onto the other bot, you gotta win. That's pretty much how I've seen every clip go.
Well, again, if you go back, and we'll talk about this more, now I got to add you to a Discord channel. You add forks, and with the changes to the box and everything itself, there's a reason why. This goes back to, in actuality, World Championship 5, but really last year in World Championship 6 and now 7.
Oh yeah, you also need a flipping mechanic. Hang time, man. Those are some like NFL kickoff level hang times some of these bots get.
Well, I mean, look at the designers and look at the bots, specifically Hydra and Blip. But even Hydra will tell you there are weaknesses. Again, we will go back a ways. 2024. Trust us.
Sounds like a plan. Speaking of plans, oh no. You know what next month is?
Uh-huh.
April.
Uh-huh.
We're going to record that show on the 1st, one way or another.
Uh-oh.
Yes, calling it now. Be prepared next month for the April Fool's edition of the Nielsen Ratings.
Oh,
You
Lord.
have been warned in advance.
Oh, Lord, and it's on a Saturday, too. Alrighty, then.
And on that bombshell, everybody, good night. Take us out with the Colonel.